Welcome, welcome! It's my dog with the TexasSpaceNavy bringing you another Star Citizen video. And I want to start off this video by saying I'm sorry that I haven't been putting out videos the last few days. I've been a little bit uninspired, and while there is content to put out, there's nothing that's just really exciting right now. And it's kind of what this video is about. So I have been playing a little bit on 3.13 PTU, as you know, and it's just got some bugs, man. It's got some bugs. It's typical of these patches when they come out on the PTU to have some bugs, but it's I don't know how to say it, but it's fairly unplayable. Obviously you can do things, but there 30Ks have come back. Some lag and desync are still there, which, by the way, they're really prevalent in 3.12 right now. So if you're playing on the PU, some of you may experience a lot of the desync there. I know last night I was playing with my org, Texas, and I was way desynced most of the night. It was tragic. It was hard to enjoy the game because I was so far off from some of the other folks in the org. So are any of you experiencing those issues in 3.12 or on 3.13 in the PTU? Let me know in the comments down below. Are there any things you are trying to do to mitigate some of that desync? I tend to play with a lot of things running in the background on my PC. I honestly don't think that affects the desync issue so much. It could, I suppose, but I have Discord running, I have Gilded running, I have a few launchers for other games running in the background, but they're really not doing anything at the time. I have OBS running in the background for recording videos. So I have a number of things running in the background. But does it affect the desync? Like, does it create more desync for me? It probably doesn't help, but I think it's more network code than it is the stuff that's running in the background. If any of you guys know the answer to that, let me know in the comments down below, as well, as I'm all open ears on how to maybe make that issue a little less. Here you can see in this video I'm in 3.13 and I'm doing the 890 jump mission. You saw the 300i outside of the 890 jump. Not sure how it got there, not sure why it's there. It's there. I don't have any answers for you. That's not the only bug I'm going to encounter doing this mission. And this is kind of a regular thing on 3.13. And like I said, 3.12 has got its share of server issues at the moment. And many of you will know that when a patch gets closer to release, it's almost like the servers for the PU get a little neglected and the game does not run as well. So a lot less people end up playing during those times. There's a bug right there, obviously. A lot less people play during those times. And I mean, it's supposed to be a time for testing out the new patch and whatnot, but people are suffering, so to speak. It makes it less fun for some people to test the game out than others. I will continue to do so because I want to bring you guys content, the last few days notwithstanding. So yeah, I think 3.13 has a little ways to go before we're going to see it on the PU. I know that there's going to be more stuff that they have to put in for 3.13.1 just next month. How are they going to manage all this? I mean, it's a good thing that we're only 11 days into April. I mean, they have a month and a week, a month and a week and a half, 2 weeks to figure it out. Here you can see this guy walks down the stairs like 4 or 5 times, and I was never able to shoot him until he crouched. Again, I don't know what's going on there. It can't be just the stuff I'm running in the background of my computer that I've been doing for all this time and for other games as well. It's most likely netcode related and server related. You know, the servers are overstrained. They've been overstrained. They really got to get that server meshing online. I can't wait for server meshing. I think that's going to be pivotal, obviously, but I think it's going to be huge as well. It will improve gameplay in a lot of ways. Will it improve desync? I don't think so. I think that's a netcode thing that they're going to have to clean up. I don't think this game or the engine was really developed for massive multiplayer. So they're having to write that code almost from scratch or fix the code that was there to be able to do, you know, a massive multiplayer game. So netcode is going to be a big issue going forward, especially when you have the server meshing stuff start to come online. You can actually support a lot more players in a lot other areas. I mean, you're going to have a solid netcode, you know, for people to engage with one another and even engage with AI. When Theaters of War comes online, netcode could be a massive issue. If people are desynced during Theaters of War, how do you think that playing experience is going to be? I know originally lag was one of the concerns for Theaters of War and reason why, you know, they went back to the drawing board in some cases. At least that was the rumor. I can't be 100% on that. What are your guys' take on general FPS and dogfighting type gameplay? I mean, are you experiencing any of these same issues? Again, I know some people in my org are, and some people just aren't. They don't have that same issue. And it sounds, you know, if you're ever going 1v1 or something with somebody, it just sounds like an excuse. And, you know, I don't want to make those excuses. But it's definitely there. I mean, one point last night playing with the guys, I was on Wrathchild's ship, his Vanguard, and we were flying from Port Olisar to Evers Harbor above Hurston. And when we got to Evers Harbor and came out of Quantum, my desync issues began, or at least I assume that's when it began. Because Wrath went and landed his ship, and I was walking around his ship looking outside, and I was 25 kilometers away from Wrath when he got out of his ship. I was still on the ship, which supposedly was on the landing pad, but if I went out the back, I would be in space. So there was a major issue there. He had to store his ship for me to appear in Evers Harbor. I don't know what the issue, like why it was so bad. I think I could upload that to the issue council and maybe they can take a look at that. But that's definitely how my night went last night with the group. Not everybody else was suffering the same issues. A few people maybe, but I definitely had the brunt of it, and it was pretty fantastic at that point. What would you guys like to see during some of this downtime, I guess you could say, between patches from the TexasSpaceNavy YouTube channel? Let me know in the comments down below. And I know we've gone over this before, but do you want to see me play some other games? There's a few other games out there that are kind of interesting. You know, last night after, you know, I took a little break from Star Citizen, I pulled out an old game. I played Masters of Orion 2. I mean, how many people remember that game? It's a brilliant turn-based strategy game. It was fantastic. It's only Masters of Orion that I really enjoyed, and I went through and played a whole match of it. Didn't get in bed until 1 or 2, and it was a lot of fun. Sometimes it's fun to break out some of those old games. There's a couple of other new games out that I'm interested in playing, and maybe you guys want the content, maybe not. I know most of you said you just want this to be Star Citizen, and that's fine. But it doesn't hurt to step away and do something a little different from time to time. What other games are you guys playing? Let me know in the comments down below as well. Thank you once again for tuning in. Thank you to all my Patreon and YouTube members. You guys can join those two groups in the description of the video. You can join my org in the description of the video as well. I'm Mud Dog with the TexasSpaceNavy, and I'll see you out in the verse.